morning and hello, I'm Professor Code and this is the Forex Supermodel Racing Review for Thursday the 28th of July 2022. Quick look at yesterday's results then for Wednesday the 27th. We were at Leicester on the flat in the 810. We had a go at two horses in that. Bear Away, which won at 11 to 10. We also were on Hats Off to Larry, which came third of the three, 11 to 2. This number one Bugle Major came second at 11 to 8. We used this Bear Away. If you look at our video yesterday, we said that Bear Away was probably the best horse there, and so it proved. But the way the odds were set up with the three-runner race, we had to use that as our break-even hedge. If this horse had faded, was our thinking, then this Hats Off, which was a sort of a 2 mile hurdler, would have stayed and taken over. But as it turned out, Bugle Major went off at a decent pace and then got burnt off by this Bear Away. So the end result was okay for us. We didn't get the full payoff. We got a break even, but we had basically a free chance at making some decent money. So the analysis was fairly good with a few kinks. But that's where it was. So the account is static at break even at 57.37 units in profit. So we'll stop it there and write up today's racing. Right, we're back. We've written up today's racing then. So for Thursday the 28th, we've got no filter one, which is our structure filter, no ratio, but we do have an alternate. And we're at Nottingham on the flat at the 315. It's a handicap class 3, 3-year-old plus, 0 to 90, 1 mile 2, 50 yards, good. Modelled 91. So what does that mean then? Relatively speaking then, modelled 91. So you've got Dundalk and Lingford on the other all-weather in about 10, is 94, fair bit quicker. Kempton and Wolverhampton 92, getting nearer. Newcastle 91, which is an exact match. Chelmsford 90, slower, and Southall fair bit slower again, 88. So it's mid-range on the slow side, this Nottingham 10 furlongs. And there's a 4 furlong running after the bend, so plenty of time for a good galloper. Right, so that's the context. Right, so let's have a look at this favourite then, Eagles Way, number 1, 4 to 7. What do we know about Eagles Way? It's a big horse with a white face. If you can watch the replays, it helps you have a look at it. Right, 3 races to get its mark then. It was Doncaster 7, Kempton on the all-weather 7, and Wolverhampton 7. Now, they were reasonable races, but it was sort of right down the field in those. And it ended up having a mark, where was it? Mark of 67 off the back of those efforts. It then went out in a maiden handicap. And maiden handicaps are pretty weak, and this was pretty weak, and it made hard work of that, and then it went to Doncaster, another weak race, and it's been pumped up. So the mark has been pumped up from 67 to 82, plus 15 handicap pounds off weak races and relatively poor performances, it's a big horse, I say, white face. It's a lumbering galloper. That's won weak races, and it's been pumped up the handicap, so it's quite opposable, so we'll give that a shot. So we're left with these two, Francesi and Definite. Let's have a look at Definite first. We'll go over the page then. So that had its 3 runs to get its mark. It was at Fostlass, Goodwood and Newbury, and they were pretty decent races as well, and it basically was mid-division, ran on, that type of thing. Then it went out on the 23rd of the 4th handicap, 8 furlong at Haydock. Now Haydock is a good match. It's Haydock's 93 at 8 furlongs. It's a little bit quicker, but it's a reasonable match, and it was a fast pace, and it was outpaced. So that sort of puts it into context. And then the final race was the 18th of the 6th at Haydock, 10 furlongs, which is our distance. Model 92, so just more or less 91. So it's a good match, but that was a weak race. It was a 53.69 as far as we're concerned, but it made all, and it stayed on resolutely, and so we're going to use this as a as a minor profit, break even to minor profit, and we've got 0.1875 on that horse to make a minor profit if that one comes in. And if we're using an £8 unit, then you put 150, which equates to 0.1875. So and in multiples of that as you go. So let's have a look at the one we really like, which is this Francesi. So this is the one we really like, the number 2. Now Francesi started out Yarmouth, which is a 96, model 96, which so it's a lot quicker, and it was midfield and outpaced, which is fair enough. It then went to Chelmsford on the all-weather 7 furlongs, which is model 92, so around there. Ran on, but also outpaced early, but that's over 7 furlongs. And then it went to Chelmsford again over 8, so over the mile, model 92 again, and it ran on there, and that was a decent race, modelled 108 for the winner. So that's something to bear in mind. And then it's had 3 runs subsequently. Lingfield Novice Stakes, which is model 96, which is 8 furlongs, which is very quick, slow away, and it did have some speed, but ultimately was outpaced, so which is fair enough. Then went to a decent race at Ascot on the 6th of the 5th, and that's model 6685, and that's 8 furlongs, and it was eased when it was up with the pace, so a moderate performance there. And finally on the 2nd of the 6th, Chelmsford handicap 8 furlongs, model 92, more or less our pace. And that was a decent race, 78.90 again, and it came second there, and basically it was checked, wearing cheek pieces for the first time, which is interesting, and it ran on quite nicely. And so what can we say about Francesi? Well, Francesi has been operating at a much higher level than either of these two. Granted, it hasn't won, but certainly Eagles Way wins have been very weak, and not in a very clever fashion. And Definite is a similar kettle of fish, but it does have the advantage that it won over our distance at our pace profile. So that's why we're using it as a hedge, small profit. So what we've done on Francesi. Well, we've got excuse me, we've got 0.5 of a unit on to make a pretty decent profit if it comes in at about 11 to 2. And if you're using £8 a unit, you put £4 on Francesi and 150 on the Definite. So giving you 550. 550 as a fraction of 8 is 0.6875. Sorry. So that sort of pans it out for you. So to summarise then, we've got rid of the odds on favourite, Eagles Way. Obviously if that comes in we'll lose a lot. If Definite comes in, we'll make a small profit, and we'll get the jackpot if Francesi comes in, ridden by Fallon, and we're quite keen on that horse. So we'll see how it goes and we'll review it tomorrow. Anyway, thanks for subscribing, thanks for watching, and goodbye.